Hola. ¿Cómo está? Muy bien, gracias. Hello. Hello. Welcome to the Mimi Show. We have been interrupted by breaking news regarding Iran targeting Trump. See how well that goes. Hello. Come on in. Let's wait a few minutes. Bring it up. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Hello.
Regarding Andrew,
and then it almost created like
Hi, Lisa B. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Ooh. Give it a few more minutes, then I'll play the video. It's fine. Let's do a deep dive on Media's Touch. He has 6 million followers. I'm going to give him a thumbs up. Oh, let me go over here to Snoopy's.
Hey everyone, does it sound okay? I'm sorry for the delay. I'm on my things to download, so I couldn't have this ready. Do we need to snoop around to find you something? No, V, I'm here now. Hey Maria, hey Voice, Melissa. A lot of actions, Melissa. Send you something.
I'm going to post his page on here. Let's get started. We're 5 minutes in. Let's see who else we have. Hello, Demon Dictator. The war is crazy. Yes, that's who we are going to be listening to today. Hello, Maureen. It's so good to see you guys. It's good to see you, Demon Dictator. It's good to see you, Maureen.
not been decimated, and they are out there saying now that you killed Donald Trump is panicking as the top leadership in Iran has not been decimated. And they are out there saying, now that you killed our Ayatollah, Donald, we are coming for you. And we are not capitulating. We are not surrendering. And we are going to strike back with additional force. And don't think you will ever not be in our sight, Donald. So throughout the day yesterday, Donald Trump was like, we decimated Iran. Iran has surrendered. Or Donald Trump would say, they need to totally surrender. But he also said they have surrendered. And then he was asked, well, what do you mean by that? He goes, they need to cry uncle. If they cry uncle, then they will fully surrender. Like, what in the world are you talking about?
What in the world are you talking about? when they cry uncle like it's some type of game. This is the real deal war, Donald Trump. Stop downplaying it like it's not a big deal. Really and truly, did you hear what he said? It's weird to do.
So the president of Iran put out a statement that basically said, look, if you are a nation in the Middle East and you stop allowing the U.S. to use your air bases, we will stop attacking you with the Shahed drones and ballistic missiles. It is not our intention or our desire to strike around the Middle East. And then they also apologized to nations, which they were specifically seemed to be talking about Turkey and Azerbaijan, and saying, we apologize for striking you, but if you strike us or if you allow the U.S. To use your bases, we're going to come after you, basically. And then the president of Iran also said, and let's be clear, we reject even the thought of a surrender to the United States, to which Donald Trump's like, aha, they've surrendered. Okay, so in response to that, the foreign minister of Iran, who's been very vocal, he's also the individual who attended the mediation with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. We also talked for a second that Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are the ones who are somehow involved in these high-level mediations that are resulting in these devastating wars that are destroying so much of the United States of America. But I digress. The foreign minister of Iran put out the following statement. Foreign Minister Araghchi, he says, President Pezeshkian, who's the president of Iran, expressed openness to de-escalation within our region, provided that our neighbors' airspace, territory, and waters are not used to attack the Iranian people. Gesture to our neighbors was almost immediately killed by President Trump. Here is my statement. So this is the statement that was issued.
He is blaming Donald Trump. He's blaming Donald Trump. That's a big one.
From the foreign minister of Iran. President Pezeshkian's openness to de-escalation, again, president of Iran's openness to de-escalate within our region, provided that our neighbors' airspace, territory, and waters are not used to attack the Iranian people.
Stop using the neighboring airspace to attack the Iranian people. You can't get it no clearer than that. And why are they attacking the people? Why? They haven't done anything. They're innocent bystanders. This is crazy.
Was almost immediately killed by President Trump's misinterpretation of our capabilities, determination, and intent. If Mr. Trump seeks escalation, it is precisely what our powerful armed forces
cease, Donald Trump. You started this.
Have long been prepared.
You started this thing. Cease and desist. Cease and desist, Donald Trump. Who started this war? Are we going to blame the Iranians?
For and what he will get. Responsibility for any intensification of Iran's exercise of self-defense will lie squarely with the U.S. administration.
Oh.
Mr. Trump's week-long misadventure has already cost the U.S. military.
Donald Trump's week-long missile adventure.
$100 billion, in addition to the lives of young soldiers. When markets reopen, that cost will balloon and directly be transferred to ordinary Americans.
Our gas prices are going up. It's $4 a gallon. That's expensive. Way, way expensive.
Pumping stations. Mr. Trump's own National Intelligence Council, representing input from the 18 intelligence agencies of the U.S., determined that war in Iran is destined to fail. I also warned Mr. Trump's envoys that war will not improve the bargaining position. Were these warnings conveyed?
Your war is not going to help with your bargaining. It's going to make it worse. We're not going to negotiate with you while you're trying to attack us. Hello, Carl. Welcome. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Moose. I can't pronounce your name. No, the SNAP benefits are being removed. Didn't you hear? They're taking the SNAP benefits away from those that need it. No, I just don't want my gas prices to go up. Do you guys? Do you guys want your gas prices to go up? They are being attacked. They are being attacked. Debbie, you're in denial. Okay? They're being attacked. They're attacking their citizens. These citizens are in trouble.
The American people voted to end involvement in cost.
The American people said they didn't want war. But here we are.
Quagmires in the Middle East. Instead, they ended up with an administration that Netanyahu, after decades of failed attempts, finally managed to dupe into fighting Israel's wars.
Ooh.
This is a war of choice pursued by a small cabal of Israel firsters, and Israel first always means America last. Now, I'm reading that to you just so you see what they're putting out in Iran, because you're probably not hearing that from American media.
We're not hearing that from American media. They're trying to gaslight us and sweep things under the rug and try to pretend like this isn't happening when it's happening right in our faces. We can see it. Stop trying to gaslight us. Stop trying to tell us a story that is not true. They want to do a cease and desist fire, stop attacking us, and we're not going to back down.
Is that Iranian propaganda? Is that Iranian spin on things? Absolutely. View it for what it is, but also view it for the fact that these people are not surrendering. They are
not surrendering to Donald Trump. They are not surrendering. These people are not surrendering. And why should they? They're under attack. And why are they under attack, Donald Trump? What is it that you want from them? You want something. Is it the oil? Is it the minerals? Is it the resources? What resources are we trying to take from Iran?
Not saying, oh, Donald, we're scared. You are making us very nervous, right? You have the Trump regime full of liars, the Netanyahu regime full.
You have the Trump regime full of liars. He said it. They're full of liars.
Full of liars. And then you have the Iranian.
Full of liars. The Liathon over there at Trump Towers in the White House is a Liathon. Is it the Liathon? Hello, dog football. What do you think about Iran saying, get out of here, stop attacking us, leave us alone, we will not surrender? And Trump's regime is lying to us. Tell us the truth. Debbie, what they got going on in their country is what they got going on in their country. We are not trying to help these people become a democracy. That's for sure. We want something from these people while they are weak. They do not have weapons of mass destruction. They don't have any weapons. Why are we lying on these people? What about that, Debbie? What about the fact that we said that they had some type of missile? They had some type of weapon of mass destruction, a Leviathan. This administration is lying to us. We've got to find out the truth. Hello, Kamari. I don't know what IRCG mouthpiece is, but he's just telling it like it is, Debbie. He's just telling it like it is. He just said that the presidents came out and said, cease and desist, leave us alone. They don't want Donald Trump over there messing with them. Hello. Hello, 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 Saint. Gossip talk. No, it's the truth. That's right, Donnie. We have to find out the truth. Even when the truth isn't what you want people to hear.
Regime also full of liars, brutal regimes responsible for lots of death and destruction, and they always kind of put out these lies, so it's hard to find the truth. But America once upon the time was a nation, flawed as it was, that led the international community through difficult issues. At this point, the United States has not just ceded the moral high ground, the United States has completely, to use a word from the Trump regime, decimated it. I'm going to show you in a...
Decimated it. They're decimating our country. We're being decimated. I don't know what that has to do with Iran, but I don't know. Shanoa says, remember it was, I can't pronounce his name, that led about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And Bush claiming they tried to kill his daddy that caused the Iraq war. That's right. I remember that, Shanoa. Comment of the moment. They don't have nuclear weapons, Pepper. They don't have nukes. That's the lie that they want to tell us, that they have nuclear weapons, but that's not true. Hello, Tammy. I'm hoping that there can be some talks and ceasefire. I'm praying it pipes down. Nope, not as long as Donald Trump is in office. First of all, we shouldn't have been over there in the first place. Piers Morgan has, yeah, he's pro-Trump too. Hi, Julian. Beautiful name.
Moment also what the national security leader Ali Larijani just said in a interview. But first, one more post I want to share with you from Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi. Gotcha. Aragchi. He says the U.S. committed a blatant and desperate crime by attacking a freshwater desalination plant on the Keshem Island. Water supply in 30 villages has been impacted. Attacking Iran's infrastructure is a dangerous move with grave consequences. The U.S. set this precedent, not Iran. So what went down yesterday after Iran?
Kamala would not have us at war. She would try to do peace talks. That's for sure. And she doesn't believe that has weapons of mass destruction. That's a lie. They're trying to gaslight us and tell us poopy stuff like Elise. Hello, Elise. Elisa.
Was speaking to other Middle East nations saying, all right, let's de-escalate as it relates to you. If you stop allowing the United States to use your countries to attack Iran, then the Trump regime ratcheted up.
It is not our job to mess with other people's countries and what's going on in their world, okay? The only time we start messing with them is when we want something from them. It's disturbing, isn't it, honey?
Oh, yeah.
They're saying it's weapons of mass destruction. Kamala wouldn't have this going on. Sir Richard Stewart, we're not clueless. We're trying to read what's going on in our society, what's going on in our world, and stop gaslighting us and telling us that we don't see what we see.
Up their invasion of Iran and started targeting oil facilities and key and critical.
Invasion means going over there, taking something that doesn't. No, that's not the definition, but my definition is going to be taking something that doesn't belong to you. No, it's not our job, Grander, to go into someone else's neighborhood and start telling them what the hell to do and bombing. Imagine them coming over to your house, moving stuff out of your house because they think you got stuff of mass destruction. I am not a gossip girl. We're telling the truth, Crystal. We're talking about what's going on in our world today. This thing is happening. It's not something that should be hidden. All sides of the news need to be told. And if you're getting one side, then you're not getting everything. And you won't really know what's going on. Tammy, I know some soldiers has died, and they haven't told us how many soldiers have died. American soldiers have died in this new war of Donald Trump that he keeps saying it's going great. This isn't going great. This isn't wonderful. This war isn't going 10 out of 10.
Infrastructure within Iran that the people depend on in order for them to live. For example, the United States and Israel began striking major Tehran oil refineries.
Major striking. Donald Trump began striking major oil places. That's what he just said. Did he not, or did he not just say that? Right, that's right, Shanoa. I would rather have had um be careful, Mr. Smith. Watch yourself. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, it's so good to see you. This woman is clueless. I'm clueless. No, I'm just bringing the news. Don't shoot the messenger. No, Gardner, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. No, I don't need to read nothing about Iran. All I know is that our president is over there bombing some stuff he shouldn't be bombing, trying to take over something he shouldn't be trying to take over. What is it that he wants from Iran? That's the question. What do you want from them? No, Sir Richard, we're not protecting those that need help. We're bombing their cities. That's what we're doing in Iran. That's not protecting them. That's collateral damage is going on. Whatever, call me what you want. Yeah, why is it got to be propaganda? How come it can't be the real news? Oh, Crystal, what's going on then? You, I heard that they had a missile over there, a nuclear missile, and Donald Trump was going over there to make sure that they didn't have that. That was one source that told me that, which I find that very hard to believe. Lisa, I heard there was a lot more than 6 soldiers being unalive too. But don't nobody want to tell the truth. Tell the truth. Gossip girl. I'll be your gossip girl. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tammy, about your father. Guys, hit that like button and that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 7,000 subscribers. Come on, you can do it. You don't have to like me to hit the button. Okay? You don't have to like me to hit the button. This is Epstein's war, says Eric Reed. This is Epstein's war. I'm going to put a star by that comment. Oh, that is so sad. Hopefully, Grander, we can take back the House and the Senate to slow him down a little bit. Maybe even get him out. Hello, welcome. Faye? Hello, I'm very bad with names and welcome. Tanzina? Welcome. They don't mind sending your family over there to fight, but will not send their family. That's right. That's right, Bailey. Really, Demon Dictator? Yeah, that means they're going to bomb that area. If you don't move, evacuate, they will bomb that area.
That supplied more than 50% of Iran's energy in a major escalation. And you look at some of these videos from the oil depots that were blown up by the US and Israel yesterday, it is straight out.
I'm bringing whatever I want to bring, Tammy. I'm bringing some information that people should know. And you're welcome to stay and listen, but it's the truth. I'm learning just like you guys are learning. I believe what this gentleman is saying. Yeah, Vladimir Putin is a scumbucket. He's a dictator. Then people are over there in hostage. Yes, I do, Sir Richard. And if you don't want to hear what I have to say, you don't have to stay. Yeah, I don't think that he's a good president. Remember the ICE situation, how he pretty much said the victims are the ones that were in the wrong when we saw video that it wasn't the victims. Like our president I'm telling you, I stopped respecting Donald Trump a long time ago. Yeah, especially with the ICE situation. Who's coming to help us, says Lisa.
Of Armageddon. It is straight out of the most dystopian of nightmarish visions of what a hellish future, a hellscape could look like. But here it is right now. I mean, look at Tehran's Shahran oil depot, completely consumed by massive blazes. And
massive blazes, guys. This is what's going on. Dodge factor. First of all, Donald Trump didn't stop rapes and murders, okay? He didn't stop that. He just scared the hell out of the American people by going around putting people in jail that shouldn't have been in jail. Anybody that didn't look a certain color were targeted during that ICE administration raid in Minnesota I'm talking about. You're trying to say that he's protecting us from rape. That is not true. We need to be concerned about him. He's in the Epstein files. He needs to be questioned. No, they can see through this BS. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of people seeing through Donald Trump's BS. Why do you guys get so upset that we choose something different? It shouldn't have to be a fight. You have your opinion, I have mine. I believe Donald Trump and them put out propaganda and BS. The war is going great. When have you known a war to go great? When have you known a war to be perfect and awesome and just the best thing that ever happened to people? War's not great. Hello, Jess Risa, Kim. That's right. McMaster. And then Trump lies to the American soldiers and say that Jesus told him he needed to anoint them for the battle in the Middle East. Shut up, Trump isn't talking to Jesus. He's talking to Satan. And then he said the other day that he wasn't going to heaven. He doesn't have a nuclear weapon. That's a lie. They almost have completed the nuclear weapon. They are billions of years away from creating a nuclear weapon. That is just the lie. God, the liathon. War criminal.
Mommy,
Yes, sweetheart.
And then it almost created like a river path because the oil was, spilling out, and then across the streets.
You saw the fire?
You saw the fire too?
You saw the fire at real life?
Yeah, that's not good. It's scary fire.
You saw the fire at real life?
In real life.
Oh my gosh, why is you try to go to you try to go to work?
Yeah, yeah.
It is fire blocking the door?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, some bad men put that there.
Fire?
Bad men. Yes. Some bad people out there, sweetheart. Here we go. The drug cartels, illegal aliens, voted Democrats, buying votes, and welfare trade in balance. That's a lie. That's a whole made up lie. Hello, Debal. This is how uneducated you people are. Iran didn't have the ability to enrich their enough to create a nuclear weapon for their many power plants. Thank you, Kama. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Beautiful. Yes, that's right. Bailey. No, Tammy, I am not. Butter, no. Stop the name calling. Hello, Diddy Dop. Hello, welcome. I like your comments, Kama. Kim killed 170 young innocent girls, but still BSing. Yep, killing people. Smash that like button, guys.
they were engulfed in flames right now. I mean, you see the spill of oil meeting the sewage system, creating a burning, flowing river in Iran as a result of
a flowing river of oil. They hit the oil bases. They hit the oil situations. Why? If we're trying to help these people, why are we messing with their resources? That doesn't make sense. Exactly. You are a cult member. He has told about hanging Democrats, lawmakers, try to overthrow a democracy, held elections, and sent military to American cities. Wake up. Meanwhile, you're sitting here rotting your brain eating McDonald's after they came out and told you McDonald's was human flesh and that all these people are, careful.
what the United States has done after Iran tried to at least de-escalate with some of its immediate neighbors in the Middle East, not with the United States, but with some of its neighbors in the Middle East. And all this is doing, and I think this is an important point to also put aside the United States propaganda for a moment. What this is doing, it is further radicalizing, or you can choose the term, further entrenching people in Iran to support the Islamic Republic, even people who were inclined to protest against the Ayatollah before, or protest the Islamic Republic, or really push for a different system there, right? They had an 85-year-old Ayatollah, right? Now the people in the Islamic Republic are kind of rallying behind the country for all different reasons against Trump and Netanyahu. Trump has actually created some unprecedented unity in Iran right now. So this idea that he is causing the Iranian people to somehow be, wanting to overthrow the Islamic, quite the opposite. I mean, when the Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and killed 150 children, and they did, it happened. It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery. Quite the opposite. I mean, when the Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and killed 100.
Blew up a school in Manab? What is he saying? We blew up a school and killed 100 and something kids? Are we serious? He's a liar, liar, pants on fire. I like that. Dean. Yeah, a little bit saw the fire. What happened to these kids? What fire? What situation? I know he's not telling a story.
Created some unprecedented unity in Iran right now. So this idea that he is causing the Iranian people to somehow be, wanting to overthrow the Islamic, quite the opposite. I mean, when the Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and killed 150 children, and they did, it happened. It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery. Frankly, what our intelligence community is even briefing Congress on, that elementary school in Manab was hit by the United States when they hit the desalination depots and factories. When they
that school was hit by the United States.
Fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery. Frankly, what our intelligence community is even briefing Congress on, that elementary school in Manab was hit by the United States when they hit the desalination depots and factories, when they school in Manab and killed 150 children, and they did. It happened.
150 children? Is this happening and we're pretending like it didn't? Shouldn't we be outraged? It killed 150 children? Help me out, someone. Yeah, they're burning. McMaster. Sorry to hear that, Jess Risa. My husband wants you guys to know Trump is destroying our economy, starting wars everywhere, and wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He is not well. What is that? What's wrong? 150 children were killed because of us, and we're denying it? The love. Hello. And that is so serious. Look at Senator and Congress of them have dual citizenship to Israel, which is highly unlawful. This is crazy, guys. He said it. I'm trying to get to all your comments. Hello, Michelle.
It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery.
Wow.
Frankly, this idea that he is causing the Iranian people to somehow be, wanting to overthrow the Islamic, quite the opposite. I mean, when the Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and killed 150 children, and they did. It happened. It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the reasons against Trump and Netanyahu. Trump has actually created some unprecedented unity in Iran right now. So this idea that he is causing the Iranian people to somehow be, wanting to overthrow the Islamic, quite the opposite. I mean, when the Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and killed 150 children, and they did. It happened. It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery. Frankly, what our intelligence community is even briefing Congress on, that elementary school in Manab was hit by the United States when they hit the desalination depots and factories, when they go after the energy infrastructure and the grid. They are hardening the resolve of Iranian people against the United States. It's counterproductive.
It's counterproductive.
Right? Now,
you guys were saying this is such a good idea that we're over there doing this. This is that stupid stuff. This is not good. Lisa, hello, Danny. Lisa, I don't believe anything that comes from Trump and his goon squad. Nothing, not one word. I don't either. He said the war's going great. Everything's good. The war is going great. It's a great war. How is this a great war? Yeah, DeLove. Not an accident. That wasn't an accident. They didn't accidentally hit the school. You can't. This is crazy. Okay, guys, let's be nice. Come on, let's keep it. Uh oh.
Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia. Leticia. Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia. It's Lady Leticia. Leticia.
Oh, the people in the Islamic Republic are kind of rallying behind further radicalizing, or you can choose the term, further entrenching people in Iran to support the Islamic Republic, even people who were inclined to protest against the Ayatollah before, or protest the Islamic Republic, or really push for a different system there, right? They had an 85-year-old Ayatollah, right? Now the people in the Islamic Republic are kind of rallying behind the country for all different reasons against Trump and Netanyahu. Trump has actually created some unprecedented unity in Iran right now. So this idea that he is causing—
Danny, what do you mean remain free? No one's taking our stuff. No one's threatening our freedoms. That is just, no, we're threatening other people's freedoms. Is that what you meant? Maybe that's what you meant.
the Iranian people to somehow be, wanting to overthrow the Islamic Republic. Quite the opposite. I mean, when the Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and killed 150 children, and they did.
Oh my God, I cannot believe it. That we hit that school. That is so, and then we're going to pretend like we didn't do it. We're going to blame it on someone else. How nasty. How stupido. We hit that school. It says satellite shows it. And now we want to pretend like it's not happening or it didn't happen. Come on, guys.
It's Lady Leticia. Leticia. Lady Leticia.
Another school yesterday, it was all over the news. They had a hospital too that was loaded with wounded children and women. Oh my God. This is horrible. This is despicable. McMaster, I put your comment, but if I put a star by your comment, take a look at those comments and read them. They will
happened.
educate you.
It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery, frankly, what our intelligence community is even briefing Congress on, that elementary school in Manab was hit by the United States.
Wow.
When they hit the desalination depots and factories, when they go after the 150 children, and they did, it happened. It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery. Frankly, what our—
Wow. Are we just going to sweep that under the rug like that just didn't go down? Are we going to just put that under the rug like that didn't just go down? Yeah, he'll hide underground, running. He is a fallen angel. Also, Israel lied about bombing an hospital in the beginning of the war in Gaza. And then they carpet bomb all schools and hospitals in Gaza, knowing that they will not be held accountable. That is so sad. That is sad. That is sad as sad can get. You have to be cowards. A big fat ASS coward to bomb a school and hospitals. What the? That's right, Marine. What the? Listen,
Precedented unity in Iran right now. So
Listen
this
to
idea
this.
that he is causing the
150
Iranian people to
children.
somehow be, wanting to overthrow the Islamic, quite the opposite. I mean, when
And he's out there playing golf like, oh, nothing, just waiting on the ballroom to get finished. Just waiting on the ballroom. Oh, please, Debbie. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses for their behavior. Shame on them. Shame. Killing 150 children and trying to cover it up and pretend like we didn't do it. We're cowards. And the nerve. What the hell is going on? Is people paying attention? This is just horrible, Bailey. Guys, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 7,000. If you could get me over there, that would be great. My husband also says, we all want that, Danny, but Trump and Israel are making us less safe with reckless and arrogant decisions. They're making bad decisions for us, for the American people. Weakness, Crystal. So this makes us strong because we're going to war. Make it make sense. Yes, ma'am. Iran had hit 2 of Israel's nuclear facilities in the last 5 days, causing radiation leaks to leak. This is that BS. See what I'm saying? Now you got radiation. And they had to evacuate 68,000 Jewish residents from this location. But they're trying to help. I had the nerve of one of you guys to say that, oh, we're helping these people. They want it. They're celebrating. No, they're dying. These people are dying, Debbie. I don't mean to call you out, but hello, CC. Let me let Danny say what he wants to say. Our past presidents threw our money at them to behave. They can't brainwash. So I don't get it, Danny. I don't get what you're saying. This is us manhandling them. This is us being just nasty. It's horrible. Oh, did you pray for me, CC? That's right, Dean. That's stupid because there's not a nuclear threat. They want you to believe that there's a nuclear threat. They're not threatening us. They don't have nuclear situations. McMaster just said that. But no, you're going to pound it in our heads, Danny and Debbie, that there's a nuclear threat when there's not. That's what they want you to believe. I don't believe that. I don't believe nothing that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. And I don't believe the people are celebrating. That's that stupid stuff. Yeah, why are we in their backyard? Good point, Shanoa.
The Trump regime blew up the school in Manab and
school!
killed 150 children, and they did. It happened. It is almost an undisputed fact at this point, based on all of the satellite imagery. Frankly, what our intelligence community is even briefing Congress on, that elementary school in Manab was hit by the United States when they hit the desalination depots and factories, when they go after the energy infrastructure and the grid. They are hardening the resolve of Iranian people against the United States. It's counterproductive as well. So now the threats against Donald Trump's life as well. The Iranian national security leader, this guy Larijani, who I've been covering before, Ali Larijani, he goes, we're not going to let Donald Trump off the hook. We won't let it go until we retaliate in kind. He killed our Ayatollah.
I agree with you. The war will spill over here in the States. I hate to say it, but it is about to be some real Mission Impossible stuff. And James Bond 007 things, if it's not already going down, says Bailey. Sabide, hello. The people claiming Iran is celebrating their leader's death came from U.S. News. I know, Shanoa, and that doesn't even make sense. They're not celebrating. That's that BS. That is put there to cover up the fact that we blew up a school. That is not a smokescreen for that. We blew up a school with 150 kids were inside. And now we're trying to, that wasn't us, hide our hands. No. What do you call that? Wow. U.S. is doing some nefarious, nasty things. Come on. This administration ain't on the up and up.
Killed our leader. We won't rest until we retaliate in kind.
If something happened to Donald Trump, all hell will be broken loose.
Infrastructure and the grid. They are hardening the resolve of Iranian people against the United States. It's counterproductive as well. So now the threats against Donald Trump's life as well. The Iranian national security leader, this guy Larijani, who I've been covering before, Ali Larijani, he goes, we're not going to let Donald Trump off the hook. We won't let it go until we retaliate in kind. He killed our Ayatollah. He killed our leader. We won't rest until we retaliate in kind.
Ooh, that means that we are coming for your leader. We're coming for you, Donald Trump. Oopsie daisy. He is not playing around. Y'all done pissed him off. Y'all done pissed him off.
Iranian national security leader, this guy Larijani, who I've been covering before, Ali Larijani, he goes, we're not going to let Donald Trump off the hook.
We're not going to let Donald Trump off the hook. We're not going to let him scare us into submission. We're not going to let him come over here and take over. Who the hell does he think he is? What the hell is going on? He killed 150 of our children, and now he's trying to cover it up.
The hook. We won't let it go until we retaliate in kind.
Until we retaliate in kind, the same way.
He killed our Ayatollah. He killed our leader.
He killed our Ayatollah. He killed our leader. We
won't rest until we retaliate in kind, is the words that Larijani used. Here's his post. We won't let Trump off the hook. He must pay the price. He's martyred our leader and our people. Over 1,000.
He's over there effing with us. That's what they're saying. No rest for the wicked, Lisa. No, Debbie, it's weird. It's weird to do. It's weird to do. We're over there bombing and doing nefarious things to these people. And then you're saying that they're celebrating. I don't think these mothers are celebrating this BS that's going down. This is that stupid stuff. Okay? He said, if you're going to mess with ours, we're going to mess with yours. We're coming for you. That's a threat. No, those people weren't celebrating. They were crying. They were crying in fear and terror. Okay? These people aren't celebrating. They're looking in awe like, what the has gone down up and over here? The United States is attacking us? And why? We won't let Trump off the hook. We won't let it go until we retaliate. And
1,000 civilians in Iran, maybe more, have already been killed by the Trump regime. This isn't a simple rest until we retaliate in kind, is the words that Larijani used. Here's his post. We won't let Trump off the hook. He must pay the price. He's martyred our leader and our people. Over 1,000 civilians in Iran, maybe more, have already been killed by the Trump regime. This isn't a simple matter. We won't let it go until we retaliate in kind. So let me show you what Larijani just said in an interview. We translated this using AIs, but it's an accurate translation. I want you to hear what Larijani said. Here, Larijani talks about retaliating against Trump, and you'll see the Iranians are not like, oh, we're going to surrender. Watch what Larijani says here. Play this clip.
Mr. Trump got.
Ooh, he is speaking out. Hold on, I'm going to get to that. Eric Reed says Obama did a nuclear deal with Iran during his presidency. The idea inspected to make sure they were not enriching enough uranium to create a nuclear bomb. They came into the country multiple times. That's exactly what Mac said as well, if she's still here. That's exactly what she said. It wasn't enough uranium. They don't have a nuclear. There's nothing nuclear over there. That's just the lie that they're telling. Don't be fooled by the liar-doos. Yeah, nobody's attacking the... Oh. Then Trump tore up the deal when he became president in 2016. Meanwhile, Israel has a secret nuclear program. Angie just believed they have between 80 and 200 nukes. What? See what I'm saying? That stuff right there. what you don't know, but you know now. Thank you, Eric Reed. Mwah.
Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia.
All that nuclear thing is all BS. They are gone to start this war no matter what. Yep, that's right, Dean. They were going to start this war no matter what. It's a whole bunch of hogwash for us to believe that there was some nuclear something going on, knowing that they're the weaker. It's funny. It's not even funny. It's weird how they try to make up a story for us to believe to make it okay to go to war.
Lady Leticia.
No, it's not okay.
Leticia.
And what happened to a president with no war? I thought he wasn't going to start any wars.
Lady Leticia.
Now he's bragging about it and talking about how great we're doing. It's weird. Meanwhile, Israel has a secret nuclear. Yeah, we said that.
Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia.
Meanwhile, Israel has a secret nuclear program, and it is believed they have between 80 and 200 nukes. Well, it's funny how we're not over there messing with them. Hello, Dean. Good question. War. They said this is going to be World War III.
Lady Leticia. Leticia.
Exactly, Shanoa. He's changing. He changed the narrative. That's right, Shanoa.
Got a little taste of Venezuela, and he thought he could just do it immediately. Now,
Is he talking about Venezuela when he went over there and took that man's out of his bed and his wife?
Clip.
Mr. Trump got a little taste of Venezuela, and he thought he could just do it immediately. Now he's stuck. We're not letting him go. He has to pay the price for this. He killed our leader. He martyred him. We will not let him go unpunished. He has martyred our people. More than 1,000 of our people have been martyred. This is not as
Wow. Donald Trump, they want you on a platter. I've never heard another country talk about us this way. It's a little spookadook.
It's Lady Leticia. Leticia.
He is a dictator. That's right, CC. We're dealing with a dictator. Dean said there was no warning, and still they destroyed Iraq. Trump wants their oil, uranium, and other resources for himself, just like Venezuela, 100%. This is nasty. So this is how you take people's stuff? By bombing their schools, and they're bombing things and doing nefarious things and unaliving innocent people. Hello, Pickles. She sleep.
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, okay, where you going, honey?
I'll send the presents.
Okay.
I'll go chill with her.
Yeah, let her out the house. Okay.
I'll be back.
A lot of those people voted for Trump because he
Lady
promised no wars. He lied. Yep, no wars, no wars. And the Epstein files. I think this, do you guys think that this is a distraction from the Epstein files? Click that like button, guys. Give me some love. Get me to 7,000. Come on. You don't have to like me. Rock-a-Doolittle.
It's Lady Leticia. Leticia. Lady Leticia.
As simple as it seems.
Now, civilians in Iran, maybe more, have already been killed by the Trump regime. This isn't a simple matter. We won't let it go until we retaliate in kind. So let me show you what Larijani just said in an interview. We translated this using AIs, but it's an accurate translation. I want you to hear what Larijani said. Here, Larijani talks about retaliating against Trump, and you'll see the Iranians are not like, oh, we're going to surrender. Watch what Larijani says here. Play this clip.
Mr. Trump got a little taste of Venezuela, and he thought he could just do it immediately. Now he's stuck. We're not letting him go. He has to pay the price for this. He killed our leader. He martyred him. We will not let him go unpunished. He has martyred our people. More than 1,000 of our people have been martyred. This is not as simple as it seems.
Now, more from Larijani right here. Let's play it.
Initially, the Americans intended through this action to bring about the martyrdom of Iran's leadership and several of our commanders, so that the situation inside Iran would be completely disrupted. Therefore, the first stage was the complete disruption of the administrative and, in fact, the governmental structure. Americans thought this would be done very quickly. Their strategy was to end the war fiercely but in a short time. But they didn't think Iranians wouldn't let them go. Now they are desperate. Their assumption was they'd strike and seize it like Venezuela, and it would be done. But they got stuck. They thought that by first delivering such a heavy blow to Iran, they could completely destroy the people's morale and consequently destabilize the country's governmental structure. But this did not happen.
And then finally, here's what Larijani says as well. Let's play this third clip of Larijani right here. Let's play it.
Yes, we have suffered significant economic blows and therefore to bring about the martyrdom of Iran.
He's telling his story, guys. Listen to his story. Listen to what happened. Listen to him tell his story about what's going on from his own mouth. They're terrorized.
About retaliating against Trump. And you'll see the Iranians are not like, oh, we're going to surrender. Watch what Larijani says.
They're not, oh, I'm going to just give in. I'm just going to lay down and let Donald Trump do whatever he wants. Right, Dean? I'm not going to allow Donald Trump to just come in here and treat us any kind of way. What the heck-a-do is going on? Right, Pickles? I don't know what you're talking about, Debbie. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what that has to do with this. It's weird. We already know that Trump is a convicted felon. That's like little girls. Yep. So he's already the worst president ever. Yes. And he's hiding. pretending that he's not. It's really weird. Exactly, Sloth. I like that. I like that comment. He's using destruction as a distraction. Ooh, could it be the Epstein files? But he exonerated himself. How the hell can you exonerate your own self and tell yourself that you are not in the files, but you are? It's really mass blackmail Trump to expose their unredacted full copy of Epstein files. If he didn't help Israel in this war. Ooh. Read Dean's comment. Okay, Debbie, I will go to Pierce Morgan. Okay, sweetheart. I like your name, Trump with the poops. Alicia.
Says here, play this clip.
Mr. Trump got a little taste of Venezuela, and he thought he could just do it immediately. And now he's stuck. We're not letting him go. He has to pay the price for this. He killed our leader. He martyred him. We will not let him go unpunished.
He killed our leader and martyr. We will not let this go. We're not letting this go. We're not moving on. It's not business as usual.
Martyred our people.
Martyred our people. Okay? That doesn't sound like a country that's excited about their leader being gone. Doesn't sound like a people that's excited about us being over there bombing. Doesn't sound like they're celebrating to me. Doesn't sound like a celebration to me.
More than 1,000 of our people have been martyred.
This is not as simple as it seems.
Now, more from Larijani right here. Let's play it.
Initially, the Americans intended through this action to bring about the martyrdom of Iran's leadership and several of our commanders, so that the situation inside Iran would be completely disrupted. Therefore, the first stage was the complete disruption of the administrative and, in fact, the governmental structure.
The disruption and the destruction was the first thing that happened.
Americans thought this would be done very quickly.
We thought it would be done very quickly. Their strategy was to
Their strategy was to end the war fiercely but in a short time. But they didn't think Iranians wouldn't let them go. Now they are desperate. Their assumption was they'd strike and seize it like Venezuela.
Oh, Donald Trump thought he was just gonna swipe, go in there and get it, and like he did Venezuela. But that ain't happening. They fighting back. Wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, stop. Stop the madness, stop the shenanigans, stop. You're not gonna come up in here and think you're gonna just take our stuff and think we're the weaker link and start tripping on us, start lying on us, and start doing stupid stuff to us. You know, you gotta give them credit for their spirit.
And it would be done, but they got stuck.
We're stuck. We're stuck-a-do. Donald Trump, are we stuck? Is this what this is? Are we stuck-a-do? Got a lot of poops. A lot of poops. So you've heard this already, Debbie. You've heard this gentleman talk about retaliation, going after Trump, being pissed off that their leader have been martyred. Hello, Ziggy Lee, chick with the crown. Hello. Yes, they're mourning. No president should be able to exonerate themselves. It's like I do something bad and it's illegal, but I exonerate myself because I'm the president. He's almost like dismissing himself out of the files, out of the Epstein files. It's really weird. Like, how is that even possible, Donald Trump, that you can exonerate yourself? He says, I'm exonerated. What the? You haven't been investigated. They haven't sat you down and asked you some questions in Congress. But you know what, Letitia, that's another contraction of Trump saying the Epstein files were a hoax, then saying that exonerated himself from the Epstein files. Yeah. How in the world are you exonerated when you're all up in it? You can't just say you decide. You can't decide that you don't want to be a part of it anymore. No, you're in it. We have questions. Did you not see these women when you were over there? It'll be over by March 16th. I don't think so. Who forgot to hit the like button, y'all? Who let the dogs out?
They thought that by first delivering such a heavy blow to Iran, they could completely destroy the people's morale and.
So he thought with this big blow, which was the blow? The one when he hit that school? Say it. Talk about it. When he hit that school of 150 people, kids. Excuse me, kids. No, they're not celebrating. That's that stupid stuff. They're mourning. He struck with no real plan, just like when he did the Venezuela. That's why he's bringing it up. No, Pat, we're not hurt. We're not hurt. We're concerned. I am concerned about these people. Yeah, Debbie, that's a deflection. That's what your comment is, a deflection about what really happened. Okay? And what goes on over there is their business. They're not in our business. They ain't over here trying to figure out why ICE is over here unaliving folks. Let me say that again. They're not in our business. They're not over here trying to figure out why ICE is unaliving people. That did happen. 2 people were unalived by ICE. Yeah, some Some real bad situations have been happening since Donald Trump has been in office. Trump attacking and threatening other countries, but he needs to watch. Who is that? Nathaniel in Israel. Nobody cares about Epstein files. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Pat, hit that subscribe button. Okay? Hit the subscribe button and the like button and stay with us with the Epstein situation. And I bet you'll care. Because after this live, I may just go into it. No, I'm probably take it down and bring it back up. We're the laughing stock of the world. They're laughing at us. We're being laughed at. Hee hee ha ha.
Consequently, destabilized the country's governmental structure. But this did not happen.
And then finally, here's what Larijani says as well. Let's play this third clip of Larijani right here. Let's play it.
Yes, we have suffered significant economic blows and their bombardments have been very heavy. But they did not achieve their goals and we will not let them off the hook. The Americans must understand that we will not abandon them. You have inflicted a deep wound upon our hearts and we will not let you.
You have done something that is so bad. And you've wounded us. We will not let this go. It is not over. Michelle Lee says, before and during the first term, this criminal a-hole said that he would walk outside of a T Towers, shoot someone, and nothing would happen to him. That's right. And that's what he's doing with ICE in them. Philly, yeah, like crime at a historical law tribute. How does the Epstein files affect your life? And why isn't Clinton in prison? Philly, it's about the victims. Okay, and the victims need justice. And some of those powerful men like Donald Trump need to be held accountable for their actions. Why don't you want them to come to justice? Why do you want it to be swept up under the rugadoo? That's the U.S. problem now. The government really doesn't give a shit about the welfare of people unless the U.S. power influence becomes jeopardized. Interesting. Dial up. There was a celebratory demonstration in Toronto yesterday. Yeah, right. I just can't even imagine. It's insulting to those that have lost someone in this war. It's very insulting. So I can't imagine them celebrating and excited about the United States over their bombing. That just sounds so weird to do. That's so weird to do. Who's laughing? LOL. People celebrating in the streets of Venezuela. They wasn't celebrating because their president was gone. They were shocked. I don't believe that. I just believe that's a whole bunch of hogwash.
You must accept that you no longer have the right to invade Iran. Admit that
You have no reason to invade Iran other than your selfish reasons? Exactly, Lisa. If he didn't care about the Epstein files, even though he's exonerated himself, he's all through it. That's why Bundy couldn't release the rest of the files. It is not a deflection, it is part of the whole lead to the actions happening in Iran right now. Just because you are unaware of the state of Iran before doesn't mean it isn't relevant. I don't think that has anything to do with us over there trying to terrorize these people, Debbie. We're all in their backyard, in their business. And for what? The excuses that your president keeps coming up with, saying that they have nukes, is a big fat lie. So what's the point of being over there other than trying to take their resources? Something that doesn't belong to us. And then we're over there bombing schools. Please, how is this okay? Stop justifying Donald Trump's BS. It's just disgusting. Call it out when he does do something. At least the people that voted for him, those people are looking like, wait a minute, I may have made a mistake. Oopsie doopsie.
That you acted audaciously, which international law dictates that a nation, simply due to temptation, as they themselves have stated, is permitted to launch an attack on another country. Temptation led you to attack. We will make you fully understand.
Temptation led you to attack. You did this on another country.
Invade Iran.
They're telling them, you're invading us. You're coming after us for no reason. You're trying to terrorize us. Why would we do that? Oh, Philly, what does that have to do with apples and oranges? Okay, what does that have to do with apples and oranges? I just dial up because they're baby grabbing, jerky eating PDF, saying the files, they're manipulating markets. Lisa, why isn't Trump in prison with that same argument? He was Epstein's best client for 10 years. For 10 years. And you can't, didn't a young lady just come out? God, I forgot, on Secular Talk. He's great. But I promised Debbie we would do Piers Morgan. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shanoa. Bring it home. Make it make sense. I don't believe they're celebrating. Dial Up says, what does that mean, Philly? It's okay that we are screwed because we have been screwed for 50 years. Stockholm syndrome much? Stockholm syndrome much? Hello, Fluffy. Hello, Paul, Glenn Paul. We're simple-minded. Be careful, Glenn. Be careful with the insults and calling people simple-minded, because that's a real mirror reflecting on yourself. Be careful. Their home will never be the same. not the way we're over there attacking it. Yeah, stay inside or get from over in this area because we're subject to bomb you. Stay inside.
Daddy,
He went to the store.
you guys want something?
Yeah.
Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia.
Admit that you acted audaciously, which international law dictates that a nation, simply due to temptation, as they themselves have stated, is permitted to launch an attack on another country. Temptation led you to attack. We will make you fully understand what we will do to you. We will show you what kind of feeling temptation truly brings.
In my opinion, our nation stands firm. Our officials are united on this issue. There is absolutely no disagreement within the country right now. In the fight against America and Israel, there is no division whatsoever, and we will not allow them to escape from this dangerous predicament.
Now, Iran's Qatam al-Anbiya Air Defense Headquarters spokesperson says, "We welcome the United States escorting oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz," adding that Iranian forces are waiting for the Americans. Entry may be on the surface, but the end will be at the bottom of the Persian Sea, the spokesman said. This warning comes as now Trump is floating the idea of doing U.S. naval escorts for oil tankers that are basically trapped and can't get out of the Strait of Hormuz at this point, based on the war that the U.S. unleashed against Iran without any planning, without thinking that that was a possibility. 20% of the crude, of the oil that's out there, comes through the Strait of Hormuz, and it's all but shut down. And now the United States are like, we'll get insurance for the boats. But then, like, the United States doesn't even have the money to provide the appropriate insurance for the boats. And the boat's like, we aren't leaving. Even if you were to give us insurance, we're not going to die to go through the Strait of Hormuz. Sorry there. So the Trump regime's like, let's give you naval escorts. And now the Iranian leadership is saying, okay, we'll be waiting for you. You do that, we'll be waiting for you. And throughout this time, again, you have the United States, as you saw Larijani, saying here's all the things he's going to do to Trump. Iran is being bombed again. You look at just some of these massive explosions, these mushroom clouds rising as U.S. and Israel continues to bombard Iran with missile strike after missile strike. You know about the elementary school incident. I've also told you about the incident that took place off of Sri Lanka, the Dena, as it's called, this boat that was participating in a parade in India. They were Iran's naval ship, the Dena, and their crew were guests in India. And part of the stipulation is that the Dena had to show up without being armed. And so the Navy ship for Iran showed up. And everybody knew that the ship was there, and they knew they were unarmed because that's one of the preconditions. And then as soon as the boat left Sri Lanka, the United States used a torpedo and blew it up as well, killing most of the crew. And then U.S. did not render aid or assistance to the naval crew that was drowning. The Sri Lankan Navy came and saved about 30 people from the boat, but that was just about it. Again, Iran continues to retaliate. You see the Islamic Revolutionary Guard striking a skyscraper near Dubai. And by the way, I mean, as I mentioned before, you have Kuwait shutting down its oil production at conditions. And then as soon as the boat left Sri Lanka, the United States used a torpedo and blew it up as well
It's Lady Leticia.
to show up without being armed. And so the Navy ship for Iran showed up. And everybody knew that the ship was there, and they knew they were unarmed because that's one of the preconditions. And then as soon as the boat left Sri Lanka, the United States used a torpedo and blew it up as well, killing most of the crew. And then U.S. did not render aid or assistance.
Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia.
Blew up the boat, blew up the people, and they did not render aid. What the hell? We're barbaric.
To the naval crew that was drowning, the
Philly, please let it go. Let the Clinton situation go.
Sri Lankan Navy came and saved about 30 people from the boat, but that was just about it. Again, Iran continues to retaliate. You see the Islamic Revolutionary Guard striking
You're right.
a skyscraper near Dubai. You see them striking a social security building in Kuwait.
The people that are celebrating are not getting bombed. You can't tell me that this is going on and you're sitting there celebrating this BS. Stop the madness. No one in this area is celebrating. No one's going in the street after this bomb situation and celebrating. It just sounds ridiculous. So what business is that of ours? So now it's okay for us to start killing them too, unaliving them too? Paul? So, let's add to the masses. Let's add to it, because that's what we're doing.
Lady Leticia. It's Lady Leticia. Leticia.
Nobody's saying they believe in anybody. What I do believe is that we're over there bombing civilian situations and blaming it on something else. I believe that we inserted ourselves and made this war happen. Oh, Eric Cooper, welcome. Welcome, Eric. He says, we protect all human beings. That's good to know. I'm going to put a star by that. That is really nice to know. I have some questions for you. What do you think about this war, Cooper?
Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia. It's Lady Leticia. Leticia. Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia.
Give me milk.
Yes, honey.
It's Lady Leticia. Leticia.
No, we don't see what's going on behind closed doors, Eric. Ask them to put down their guns so we don't see them doing this. So what are they hiding? Exactly. It's whatever media you want it to be. Okay, I don't know about Libria Media and all of that. It's just your own opinion about the information that comes up. That's it. Right, Ziggy? Yeah, why didn't they make him a third party, Dollop? He needed his own party.
Kuwait City. You see
Look
it
at
right
this.
there. And by the way, the Sri Lankan Navy came and saved about 30 people from the boat, but that was just about
Wow.
it. Again, Iran continues to retaliate.
The boat
You see the
incident.
Islamic Revolutionary Guard striking a skyscraper near explosions. These mushroom clouds rising as U.S. and Israel continues to bombard Iran with missile strike after missile strike.
Wow.
You saw Larijani, saying here's all the things he's going to do to Trump. Iran is being bombed again. You look at just some of these massive explosions, these mushroom clouds rising as U.S. and Israel continues to bombard Iran with missile strike after missile strike.
Wow.
You know about the elementary school incident. I've also told you about the incident that took place off of Sri Lanka, the Dena, as it's called, this boat that was participating in a parade in India. They were Iran's naval ship, the Dena, and their crew were guests in India. And part of the stipulation is that the Dena had to show up without being armed. And so the Navy ship for Iran showed up. And everybody knew that the ship was there, and they knew they were unarmed because that's one of the preconditions. And then as soon as the boat left Sri Lanka, the United States used a torpedo and blew it up as well, killing most of the crew. And then U.S. did not render aid or assistance to the naval crew that was drowning. The Sri Lankan Navy came and saved about 30 people from the boat, but that was just about it. Again, Iran continues to retaliate. You see the Islamic Revolutionary Guard striking a skyscraper near Dubai. You see them striking a Social Security building in Kuwait City. You see it right there. And by the way, as I mentioned before, you have Kuwait shutting down its oil production at this point. You have Qatar shutting down its oil production at this point. And then His Highness, the Emir of Qatar, had a meeting with Donald Trump yesterday because they're flipping out in Qatar because, Qatar, its main city, Doha, they have to advertise to the world that they're a safe place for investment. They're a good place for tourism. They've done everything they can to try to present Doha as a place of modernization and safety, right? Same thing in the United Arab Emirates, in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, same thing. Now that these areas are being so frequently struck and hit by Iran, the veneer of safety is absolutely shattered. So Donald Trump really screwed over all of these individuals who sought to bribe him, right? All the quid pro quo deals, all the money they threw at Donald Trump personally. And just like his investors in the casinos and his note holders and the people who did business with him his entire life, Trump screwed you over. He screwed you over, bankrupted his thing, bankrupting you. That's what Donald Trump does. And so, the Emir of State of Qatar said the escalation currently being witnessed in the region will have serious repercussions on international security and peace, and the crisis must be contained while intensifying diplomatic efforts. You want to take a look at what's going on in the Iraqi parliament right now. They're doing death to America chants inside the Iraqi parliament. And this is what's going on throughout the Middle East at this point. The United States has now set off all of these sectarian issues that were being held, that were under control, but being held together by just a tiny thread the Trump regime just destroyed. And now you have Shiite, Sunni, Kurdish, all these different groups right now at each other's throats again in the Middle East. Here's what was going on in the Iraqi parliament. Let me show you what was going down. Here, play this clip. As I mentioned, 2 fuel depots at the Kuwaiti International Airport came under drone attack, causing massive fires in them. You had the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation announcing that in light of ongoing aggression by Iran against Kuwait, that ships through the Strait of Hormuz, that KPC has implemented big precautionary reductions. Kuwait, OPEC's 5th biggest producer, says it has reduced oil and refinery output as it's unable to export due to the closure of the Strait of all these different groups right now at each other's throats again in the Middle East. Here's what was going on in the Iraqi parliament. Let me show you what was going down. Here, play this clip. As I mentioned, 2 fuel depots at the Kuwaiti International Airport came under drone attack, causing massive fires in them. You had the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation announcing that in light of ongoing aggression by Iran against Kuwait, that ships through the Strait of Hormuz, that KPC has implemented big precautionary reductions. Kuwait, OPEC's 5th biggest producer, says it has reduced oil and refinery output as it's unable to export due to the closure of the Strait of Hormuz at this point. Also, so one of the things that the Trump regime did in their panic, but also in their desire to help Vladimir Putin, is they removed their sanctions against Putin, allowing Putin to dump Russian oil into the markets, specifically India buying Russian oil. And the price of oil is so expensive right now that this is a massive, massive win for Russia. They're going to take that money that Russia is getting in order to buy weapons to further attack you.
Did you hear what he said about gas prices? That is so true. Those of you that got to get gas and going to work, you will see it on Monday. Or whenever you go get your gas. I know here, yes, I know here it is. Okay. The gas prices are up.
They've done everything they can to try to present Doha as a place of modernization and safety, right? Same thing in the United Arab Emirates, in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, same thing. Now that these areas are being so frequently struck and hit by Iran, the veneer of safety is absolutely shattered. So Donald Trump really screwed over all of these individuals who sought to bribe him, right? All the quid pro quo deals, all the money they threw at Donald Trump personally. And just like his investors in the casinos and his note holders and the people who did business with him his entire life, Trump screwed you over. He screwed you over, bankrupted his thing, bankrupting you. That's what Donald Trump does. And so, yeah, the Emir of State of Qatar said the escalation currently being witnessed in the region will have serious repercussions on international security and peace, and the crisis must be contained while intensifying diplomatic efforts. I mean, you want to take a look at what's going on in the Iraqi parliament right now. They're doing death to America chants inside the Iraqi parliament. And this is what's going on throughout the Middle East at this point. The United States has now set off all of these sectarian issues that were being held, that were under control, but being held together by just a tiny thread the Trump regime just destroyed. And now you have Shiite, Sunni, Kurdish, all these different groups right now at each other's throats again in the Middle East. Here's what was going on in the Iraqi parliament. Let me show you what was going down. Here, play this clip. As I mentioned, 2 fuel depots at the Kuwaiti International Airport came under drone attack, causing massive fires in them. You had the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation announcing that in light of ongoing aggression by Iran against Kuwait, that ships through the Strait of Hormuz, that KPC has implemented big precautionary reductions. Kuwait, OPEC's 5th biggest producer, says it has reduced oil and refinery output as it's unable to export due to the closure of the Strait of Hormuz at this point. Also, so one of the things that the Trump regime did in their panic, but also in their desire to help Vladimir Putin, is they removed their sanctions against Putin, allowing Putin to dump Russian oil into the markets, specifically India buying Russian oil. And the price of oil is so expensive right now that this is a massive, massive win for Russia. They're going to take that money that Russia's getting in order to buy weapons to further attack Ukraine at a time when the United States is asking Ukraine and Zelensky for help in shooting down the Shahed drones and ballistic missiles. But here's the thing. Donald Trump allowing Russia to dump its oil and helping enrich Putin, the price of crude is still going up significantly. Trump taking off Russian oil sanctions was supposed to bring down oil prices, Donald Trump thought, to balance out the negative of Putin's war machine, gaining an immediate tens of billions. But just look at it.
Lady Leticia. It's Lady Leticia. Lady Leticia.
The price of gas rose immediately. And with all of this taking place, you have the top U.S. officials going on TV, just watch this, going on state regime media the other day, and now saying U.S. is going to seize all the oil from Iran. That's what we're going to do. We're seizing Iran.
Leticia. Lady Leticia.
Why? Why are they doing that?
It's Lady Leticia.
Why are they going around seizing their oil? Debbie?
Lady Leticia.
Iranian oil
Lady Leticia.
here. Play this clip.
This is a long-term game because what we want to do
What?
is get such
This ain't a game. Stop calling it a game.
Media the other day, and now saying
not a game.
U.S. is going to seize all the oil from Iran. That's what we're going to do. We're seizing Iranian oil. Here, play this clip.
This is a long-term game because what we want to do is get such massive oil reserves in Iran out of the hands of terrorists. And so what we're going to experience here in the short term.
Now the oil is in the hands of terrorists. This is that stupid stuff. Now the oil is in the hands of terrorists. Where do they make up this stuff? Where do they get it from? It won't happen, says Ziggy Lee. This is crazy. This is really mind-boggling that they would go and say that. This is a game. This is a game. That's what he said. This is a game. And we're gonna go over there and seize the oil from the terrorists. What terrorists? The Iranian people are terrorists now? Make it make sense.
Oil from Iran. That's what we're going to do. We're seizing Iranian oil. Here, play this clip.
This is a long-term game because what we want to do is get such massive oil reserves in Iran out of the hands of terrorists. And so what we're going to experience here in the short term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefit, because ultimately we're not going to have to worry about these issues in the Strait of Hormuz, because we're going to get all of the oil out of the hands of terrorists.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. A lot going on there. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. This taking place. You have the top U.S. officials going on TV. Just watch this. Going on state regime media the other day, and now saying U.S. is going to seize all the oil from Iran. That's what we're going to do. We're seizing Iranian oil. Here, play this clip.
This is a long-term game, because what we want to do is get such massive oil reserves in Iran out of the hands of terrorists. And so what we're going to experience here in the short term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefit, because ultimately we're not going to have to worry about these issues in the Strait of Hormuz, because we're going to get all of the oil out of the hands of terrorists.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. A lot going on there. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for new updates every single day.
Virginia says she ran to get a Kodak FunSaver camera from her room, returned and gave it to Epstein, who took it on a snap of her and Andrew. And then it says, chillingly, Virginia writes that when they returned to the house, Maxwell told her to do for him what you do for Jeffrey. Virginia then writes of how Andrew was particularly attentive to my feet, which he allegedly licked.
I think the whole thing is such a joke. You know, that actually people believe the girl that said, oh, I have 4 days to live. And she, you know, the girl just made up stories.
King Charles must at some stage have decided that he was going to believe his brother. Prince William must have decided, what can I believe at all that Prince Andrew says? We are really approaching, in my view, that along with...
Okay, Debbie, where is Piers Morgan's take on Iran? What's the name of it? Is this it? Iran's war? This gotta be it.
The Iranians are also...
Hold on.
Virginia says she ran to get a Kodak FunSaver.
Donald Trump is panicking as the top leadership in Iran has not been decimated. And they are out there saying, now that you killed our Ayatollah, Donald, we are coming for you. And we...
Regarding Andrew,
Virginia says she ran to get a Kodak.
The Iranians are also trying to assassinate me. So for me, the question is, who gets me first, the Iranians or Trump?
The leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, who was martyred because he stayed at home. And he said, I'm not leaving my office and my home because many Iranians have nowhere to go. And so I cannot leave.
If you've got such freedom of speech, criticize your regime right now. Go on.
Let's give the people an entire picture of what's actually taking place on the ground and not just blow smoke up their butt.
Nine days ago, I spoke to former US National Security Advisor John Bolton about the looming possibility of a US war on Iran. In my opening monologue then, I laid out some big practical questions which had to be answered in order to make the case for war. I'm going to repeat them so that you can judge for yourself whether they've been answered now the war has begun. Is the US planning surgical strikes against specific capabilities and powerful men? Or is this a longer, riskier, more complex operation? Is the aim to bully the current regime into compliance, or is it to change the regime altogether? The Iranian protesters don't have the guns. There's no opposition militia. So who is going to sweep in and govern a new Iran? And the biggest question most US voters are now asking, why are we doing this? Well, in my view, all of those questions remain unanswered. Ambassador Bolton has made the case for war on Iran for at least 25 years, and he joins me now, hopefully, with some answers. Ambassador, welcome back to Uncensored.
Glad to be with you.
It seems to me we just don't know how this is going to play out. Donald Trump doesn't know. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't know. I assume you wouldn't be bold enough to say you know. But from what we've seen in this first week of this war, what is the most likely end game here?
Well, I think the hope and the intention is that by striking the instruments of state power that threaten the U.S., threaten Israel, threaten the Gulf Arab states, and also repress the Iranian people, that we can degrade and ultimately destroy them in a way that brings the regime into serious crisis. It already has a succession crisis on its hands, and see fragmentation at the top of the regime, that the opposition and elements of the regime that would defect to the opposition take advantage of and bring the government down. The reason for this action is that Iran's nuclear threat and its terrorist threat are policies the regime will never change. In other words, their behavior is not going to change. And therefore, for the interest of U.S. national security and Israeli national security, the only alternative.
What is the most likely end game here?
The government down. The reason for this action is that Iran's nuclear threat and its terrorist threat are policies the regime will.
See, that's where I got a problem with the Debbie. He's lying. There's no nuclear threat. Iran doesn't have a nuke. They've never had a nuke. So what is he talking about? You know, if they're going to be talking about stupid stuff and stuff that is not making sense, I don't want to hear the confusion of this, because we already know that Iran doesn't have a nuclear bomb. This is that stupid stuff.
Will never change. In other words, their behavior is not going to change. And
no, that's an excuse for you guys to go in there and try to be authoritarians to this country that we have nothing about. You want to take their oil.
Therefore, for the interest of U.S. national security and
no, it's not U.S. national security. It's a bunch of hogwash.
Israeli national security, the only alternative is regime change, which is what the objective is, whether the White House says it or not.
Look at him on here lying. This is just...
Right, I'm sure that is the objective, and Donald Trump has certainly suggested as much, albeit with the caveat of a number of other suggestions. And it seems to me that the least likely result here is actual regime change. What is more likely, given the size of the regime and the way its tentacles spread through every aspect of Iranian society, and given the failure so far to really witness any big uprising by the people, probably because just a few weeks ago, up to 30,000 of them were slaughtered by this regime, that unless the Revolutionary Guard turn on the regime, again, no sign of that, or the paramilitaries and regular army below them, numbering well over 1 million, unless they turn on the regime, this regime's going nowhere. It might have different people at the top, but the Hydra remains intact. Wouldn't it be more honest of America and Israel to say that actually the intention all along has been to degrade the regime to a point where it's no longer as big a threat? Because that seems to me to be the most likely way out of this.
Well, I think the regime is at the weakest point it's been since it took power in 1979. And I would have said that on Friday before the strikes began. Among the people who matter somewhat, I suppose.
What? Did you hear what he said? He said they matter somewhat. He said the people matter somewhat, I suppose. Of course, it's all about the people. God, the liathon.
the regime is as unpopular as anybody can ever measure. It's unpopular because its economic policies have wrecked daily life for most Iranians. It's unpopular among the young people. 2/3 of the population is under 30. It's unpopular among the women who almost 3 years ago, when the regime killed the young Kurdish woman Mahsa Amini, who refused to wear the hijab. And their protest strikes directly at the legitimacy of the Ayatollah's claim to power, the idea that they speak the word of God. The women said, when it comes to the dress code, you do not speak the word of God. And that calls into question the legitimacy of the Ayatollahs across the board. And then finally, the ethnic groups, the Kurds, the Azeris, the Baluchis, the Arabs, are unhappy with the regime and beginning to take steps on their own. So if there were ever a time when the regime was weak, this is it. And the degradation of the instruments of state power should be saying to people, certainly in the regular military and perhaps in the Revolutionary Guard, the days of this regime are numbered. It cannot protect its supreme leader. It cannot protect its key assets, the nuclear weapons program and the ballistic missile program. It cannot protect itself. And if it cannot protect itself, it's only a matter of time before it falls. Which side do you want to be on?
Now, critics will say,
No.
listening to that,
No, and me, a critic myself, is to say that's not true. Who are you to determine when someone's going to fall or not? Because they're the weaker link. Wow, this is some BS. Yeah, I agree, Ziggy Lee.
well, come off it, John Bolton. Let's go back to 2002,
John?
2003. You would pretty much have made exactly the same speech in an interview like this about Iraq and about Saddam Hussein and about the threat from his weapons of mass destruction and the repressive impact he had on his people and women and so on. That, it's the same playbook 23 years later, but we've learned nothing. And that surely the lesson from the Iraq war was, if you don't really have a plan for after you topple the leader of a regime like this, then all hell can break loose, and actually you end up with 20 years of mayhem and ISIS and everything else.
Well, in fact, we did eliminate Saddam Hussein. We can debate the weapons of mass destruction issue. He kept 3,000 nuclear scientists and technicians together. He called his nuclear mujahideen, who had the intellectual capability to put the nuclear program back together. And I would say that our mistake in Iran was not that we didn't have a plan, is that we had a plan that put the U.S. in the position through the Coalition Provisional Authority of being part of the Iraqi political scene. I think that was our mistake there. The issue for the United States is the threat of nuclear weapons and the threat of terrorism. I'd like to see a transition to some kind of system that the Iranians are satisfied with. It seems impossible to believe we could get a worse government than the one that's there now. But it's not possible to lay out a 500-page plan of what the day after will look like. And that's been true throughout human history, not just in Iraq in 2003, when the Americans declared independence.
No, we want to know what the end result is. What's the point? What's the purpose? Why are you over there? And what do you plan on doing? And when you find out there's no nukes of mass destruction, then what?
From your ancestors, they didn't have a post-monarchy plan either. Yet we were able to work it out. Why do you think the...
You need to have a plan. That sounds so stupid. How do you not have a plan when you go into war? We didn't have a pre-post plan. That just sounds like something, an immature, someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Hello, Polly. Good to see you.
Iranians can't work it out.
Well, I think it's very complicated. You've got a country of 90 million people with so many different factions. When I read things like the CIA are going to encourage the Kurds to rise up, I'm thinking, well, that could, if it's not very, very careful, that's the kind of thing that could precipitate quite a widespread civil war with all sorts of factions jumping in and causing many years of chaos. But, you know, it's all very unpredictable. Do you feel, John Bolton, there's a sort of weird situation here for you personally? On the one hand, the Trump administration's trying to put you in prison, and on the other hand, you're emerging as one of the leading cheerleaders for its war in Iran.
Yeah.
Well, the Iranians are also trying to assassinate me, as they are trying to assassinate Trump and others who they attribute the strike against Qasem Soleimani to. So for me, the question is, who gets me first, the Iranians or Trump?
That's what they said.
I mean, that's a pretty, when you put it like that, I mean, there's a truth to that, isn't there? How do you feel about that on a personal level?
Well, not wonderful, but I think from a perspective of American national security, I think the case was true for 20 years that the answer was regime change in Iran. I'm only sorry I didn't persuade Trump to do it in the first term.
Many people are looking at Donald Trump now, and you know, even if they voted for him, they're thinking, does he know what he's doing here with Iran? Will this define his presidency, his legacy? Will it define how he's looked back in 100 years in terms of the history of this?
Yep.
You, in your memoir,
Determine
The
his
Room Where It
legacy.
Happened, obviously you worked with him in the first term, you said that Donald Trump was stunningly uninformed and lacked basic knowledge of major foreign allies. Given that assessment that you made, how much do you trust him with what's going on now?
Well, there's no telling what he's going to do. I think the objectives are correct. I think he's already made mistakes that may be fatal. I think they're correctable, but he needs to correct them. He didn't make adequate preparation in American public opinion to make what I think is the extremely strong case that regime change is the answer. Indeed, today, because of subversives within his own White House, starting with the vice president who don't agree with this policy, you can be sure of it. He's impairing his own ability to make the case.
They don't have
likewise, and closely related, he didn't make the case to Congress in advance. He didn't prepare the groundwork with allies in advance. And as I mentioned a moment ago, my gravest concern is that he hasn't cooperated efficiently or sufficiently with the opposition. They're the ones that have to make a lot of key decisions and take key actions on the ground to help fragment the regime, without which the odds of success decrease significantly.
Ambassador Bolton, always good to have you on Uncensored. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks very much for having me.
Well, I'm joined now by my panel, Omar Badr, the Palestinian-American journalist, Aaron Mate, investigative journalist with The Grey Zone, Matt Taddeo, the U.S. Special Forces veteran and host of Speak.
All right, guys. I think I'm shutting this live down. I've been on for 2.5 hours. I think that's good enough. I'll be back tomorrow with some more Donald Trump situation, since this seems to be popular. I also will be back in just a sec to do some stuff on Andrew and the Epstein file situation. So give me 10 or 15 minutes and I'll be back to do that segment. But please hit that like button, guys. Subscribe. I'm almost at 6,500 subscribers. I need you guys' help to get me up there. Please, please, please hit that like button and get me in that algorithm. And not just the algorithm, but kick me, share me, and kick me out there and hit subscribe. Let me check and see how many I have now. Yes. Let's see here. 6:46. We're almost there, guys. Polly, are you guys gonna come back and watch the my other live? Yeah, I'm switching it over. I actually had one more video, but I just think, are we trumped out? Put a 1 in the chat if you're trumped out. Put a 2 if you want to see the other video. It's only 8 minutes. Or is it 21? It's 21 minutes. Oh, he's live. Trump, Epstein, blackmail. Epstein and Trump discussed blackmail, and they newly released files show it was reported 3 days before Epstein was found unalived in his cell. Okay, we'll come back to you since you're live. But yeah.
As Iran is refusing to agree to any ceasefire. Donald Trump is panicking as
yes, he did, Polly. Yes. Yes, Andrew. Thank you, Polly. Shanua's ready to move on. I tried to call Daddy, Kara. He's not answering the phone, but we'll get you some chocolate before the day's out. Yeah, he was Epstein's bestie. Wow, Shanua said that Epstein said that Trump would start a war.
Iran is refusing to agree to any ceasefire with the United States.
What did he think was going to happen? That Iran was going to be like, oh, okay, let's stop playing games? Like, what did he think, that they were just going to surrender to him? No, that's what he get for thinking that he's the big bad wolf. The Epstein file said that Trump is one of the worst snakes he's met. Epstein said Trump was dangerous. Ooh. It's all coming out. It's not on the curb. Imagine Satan himself saying you're the devil. Exactly. 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 Reminds me of maggot. Satan.
States, Donald Trump's war against Iran is spiraling out of control. Donald Trump is trying to pretend to be tough, but everybody in the world just sees how weak he is right now. Donald Trump called up Mary Bruce of ABC, and she asked him if he's worried about the risk at home, if he's worried about the loss of life, if he's worried that Americans can now be targeted by terrorist attacks from Iran. Donald Trump told ABC, "I'm not worried about anything at all. I'm not worried." On the economic fallout of the war with Iran and rising gas prices, Donald Trump said, "I think it's fine. It's a little glitch. We had to take this detour. I knew exactly what was going to happen with the detour." Well, the American people didn't. This detour, you mean an unlawful war where American soldiers have already died, where the Middle East is now engulfed in war, and you have no exit strategy? Then in this phone call with Mary Bruce, Donald Trump says everything is on the table when it comes to ground forces, or the news that he and Netanyahu are potentially planning to send special forces into Iran to capture the enriched uranium. Donald Trump says that Iran was planning to attack the entire Middle East. Iran was trying to take over all of the Middle East. That's why Donald Trump said we had to invade. So they're now just changing the story once again. It's just so utterly despicable that we have a regime that lies about literally everything. And Donald Trump says that if Iran chooses the next Ayatollah without consulting Donald Trump, he said the new one won't last long. They must consult me. I must be the one who picks the Ayatollah for them. They don't want you to pick their Ayatollah, Donald. And if you look at what's going on in Iran right now, I mean, look at how it actually visually looks. Black rain, nuclear winter essentially is descending on Iran. The United States and Israel keep on hitting these oil depots in Iran, and so it's raining this black rain. You have the sewage in Iran right now filled with the oil, and it's ignited, so you have fire basically everywhere. It's a scene straight out of hell in Iran right now, with these Armageddon-like smoke clouds descending the entire city of Tehran and nearby areas into darkness. But then you also have Iran striking back with their cluster munitions and other ballistic missiles and Shahid drones. I mean, look at the aftermath of these cluster bomb attacks right here in Israel, specifically in Tel Aviv and in nearby cities as well, where Iran is inflicting a lot of damage there. Also, after the Trump regime stuck the desalination plants in Iran to try to deprive the people of Iran of purified water, Iran then attacked the desalination plants in Bahrain and had a direct strike.
Ain't nobody celebrating.
There, I think it's critical that you all know that, yes, oil is usually thought of as the most prized possession in the Middle East, but purified water, drinking water in the Middle East is actually the most significant thing that keeps it going. So when the United States struck the ability of Iran to purify water, Iran did it to Bahrain. And if that continues to escalate, that is a massive problem. It's why other Arab countries do not want to be drawn into this thing. And, Donald Trump is out there, again, talking tough. I'll show you in a minute what the foreign minister of Iran saying, that we don't want a ceasefire. We think that we have the upper hand right now. We're going to drag this out. We're going to keep on going. So Donald Trump sends his sycophant, Lindsey Graham, to do his rounds on the morning shows. Let me show you what Lindsey Graham said moments ago on state regime media. Let's play this clip.
I'm not looking for a fair fight. If we get in a fight, I want to win it. I want to win it quick. I'm in Miami. You see this hat?
He's an idiot. The idiot of idiots. If I'm going to fight, I want to make sure that I'm going to win. I'm going to win this fight. Oh, please. This is a stupid war that he conjured up.
free Cuba. Stay tuned. The liberation of Cuba is upon us. It's just a matter of time now. You see this at? Make Iran great. President Trump said the only way to make Iran great is for the people to take over. We're marching through the world. We're cleaning out the bad guys. We're going to have relationships.
You're lying. You're lying to the people. You're not cleaning up bad guys. You're trying to take over people's resources. And then all in the name of we're taking down bad guys. Start in our own backyard.
So new people that will make us prosperous and safe. I've never seen anybody like it. This is Ronald Reagan plus. Donald Trump is resetting the world in a way nobody could have dreamed of a year ago. He is the greatest commander-in-chief of all time. Our military is the best of all time. Iran is going down, and Cuba is next.
Do you hear what he said there? We're going to be marching through the world. And then he's able to sell Donald Trump on these wars, and Donald Trump buys into him on the basis of merch. And we're marching through the world, descending death upon the world. This is what the United States is doing. This should be horrifying and make you...
Descending death upon the world. We're marching through. He sounds like a crazy person. He sounds like someone from back in the day where they were lynching people, doesn't he? We're marching through the cities and we're going to take you down and we're coming at you, Cuba, next. Like, get somewhere and sit down, Lindsey Graham, with your cuckoo nutty self. He did. He sounded like Hitler. We're going to put blood. We're going to spill blood out on the streets. You know, we're going to do this. We're going to do that.
Nobody could have dreamed of a year ago. He is the greatest commander-in-chief.
He's the greatest commander-in-chief. You know good and well he's not. You're in denial.
Of all time. Our military is the best of all time.
And then now he got you bragging about our military. He just sounds like a bubbling idiot.
Iran is going down, and Cuba.
Iran is going down. I mean, who talks like that? Who talks like that? Dale, he's lost the plot. I don't know about that. McFly. Yeah, Polly, what happened to One Nation Under God? That's gone out the window, Lindsey Graham. The devil talks like that. We're going down. They're going down. He's the best president of all times. He's the greatest. He's awesome. He's this. He's that. Hi, Daisy Lee. Welcome. It's good to see you. Oh, no, he's not going to shut up. Oh, no.
Cuba is next.
Do you hear what he said there? We're going to be marching through the world.
Good.
And then he's able to sell Donald Trump on these wars, and Donald Trump buys into him on the basis of merch. And we're marching through the world, descending death upon the world. This is what the United States is doing. This should be horrifying and make you beyond pissed, regardless of what political party you are from right now. I mean, this is absolutely horrible, horrible stuff right here. More from Lindsey Graham right there. He goes, now to our Arab friends, you're getting hit too. You want treaties with the United States? We shouldn't be going it alone. You should join us. Here, play this clip.
Americans who died in the defense of our country. Now, to our Arab friends, you're being hit too. Has any Arab country struck Iran? Now, if you want a treaty with the United States, you need to get in this fight. No, America's not going to the Mideast just to fight alone. So I'm urging our Arab allies to fight back. You're being hit too. So
you should join. That's your pitch. While you say we're going to be marching through the entire world, you've decimated. You want to talk about the word decimated? You've decimated the reputation of all of these Arab nations, whether it's Qatar and how they wanted to present Doha, whether it's the United Arab Emirates with Dubai and Abu Dhabi or any of these places. I mean, you had Bahrain getting hit yesterday. And as I mentioned, the desalination and water supplies in Bahrain were hit. You have Kuwait. Essentially, effectively, Kuwait's ability to produce gas has been, and export gas is effectively shut down. Kuwait's oil chief is saying the following today: the Strait of Hormuz sees practically zero traffic for the first time in 80 years. The CEO of Kuwait's Petroleum Corporation, Nawaf al-Sabah, says Iranian threats have effectively shut down shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Even though the waterway itself has not been physically closed, it's effectively shut down. Tankers have stopped passing through the strait. And again, it's the first time this has really happened in like 80 years. And it's crippling economies. I mean, when our markets open again, I think it's going to be a really bad sign. And then Lindsey Graham goes on state regime media, as you just saw, and he's like, we're going to bomb the hell out of Iran. We're going to bomb the hell out of them. And they're going to be so many people dead. I mean, I'm watching this and I'm.
Yeah. That's what Lindsey Graham said. We're going to bomb the hell out of them. It's just going to be a lot of people dead. Like, what kind of sick situation does Lindsey Graham think is going on here? Is it Lindsey Graham? You can't, sweetheart? I don't know what's going on, Daisy Lee. Maybe go on. You look like you're on the main one. Oh my God, please let it go. Yes, we do, without even questioning it. The U.S. has a habit of pulling other countries into their mess, then abandoning them like he did the UK soldiers in Afghanistan. He thinks the Epstein files are in Iran.
I'm like, dude, this guy's like getting off on this. Like this arouses this weird guy. Like, what the hell are you talking about? This is war. This is serious stuff. And when Donald Trump, I don't care about anything. You don't effectively shut down. Kuwait's oil chief is saying the following today: the Strait of Hormuz sees practically zero traffic for the first time in 80 years. The CEO of Kuwait's Petroleum Corporation, Nawaf al-Sabah, says Iranian threats have effectively shut down shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Even though the waterway itself has not been physically closed, it's effectively shut down. Tankers have stopped passing through the strait. And again, it's the first time this has really happened in like 80 years, and it's crippling economies. I mean, when our markets open again, I think it's going to be a really bad sign. And then Lindsey Graham goes on state regime media, as you just saw, and he's like, we're going to bomb the hell out of Iran. We're going to bomb the hell out of them. And they're going to be so many people dead. I mean, I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, this guy's like getting off on this.
Yeah.
Like this arouses this weird guy. Like, what the hell are you talking about? This is war. This is serious stuff. And when Donald Trump, I don't care about anything. You don't care about how the war is impacting the American people. You're right. You don't care about anything. You're a malignant, narcissist, psychotic, sexual predator who runs around saying the most deranged and unhinged things imaginable. You should be in a straitjacket, not anywhere near the Oval Office. What the hell is this country even doing with these sickos? Here's what Lindsey Graham had to say. Play this clip.
And we're going to win.
All
Israel
right,
and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now.
Oh,
It is
Lindsey Graham, you nasty piece of crap a Doolittle. He said we're going to blow the hell out of these people. What people? What people? You idiot. You idiot. Listen to him.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
we're going to blow the hell out of these people.
There's something wrong with Lindsey Graham. He's a nutty. You have lost the plot, Lindsey Graham. Blowing the hell out of people. Let's hear him say it one more again.
The United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people.
That is so, you nasty crap a Doolittle. You nasty piece of scum bucket. We're going to blow the hell out of these people. What people? Innocent people? Innocent blood on your hands? Lindsey Graham? What a flakadoo. He's full of a flakadoo. Just raunchy. We're going to blow the hell out of these people. What people? What people? You, Lindsey Graham? Maybe somebody needs to come for you. You scum bucket.
To see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people.
What the heck? What the heckadoo? That's right, Shanoa. Exactly, Paulie. Just sick. I can't believe it. Like you really. We're going to keep up with this war, guys. We're going to keep up with what's going on with this war, this frivolous, stupid, should be going on war that Donald Trump has created. And he's got his minion, Twistadoo. His minion, Twistadoo, up here talking about blowing up people. Why would you even say that, you stupid? You're not going to be blowing up anybody. We're going to be blowing up people. Who says that?
Regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have people.
It's going to be on its knees. He's going to put people on their knees. They're going to fall. And everything bad is going to happen. You sack of Doolittle. He's a sack of Doolittle. That's what's going on. Lindsey Graham, you're a sack of Doolittle.
This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. We're going to blow the hell out of these people.
Ooh, every time he says that, I cringe. Did you hear that in the back? that subscribe button. Did you hear that in the back? Did you hear what he said? They're going to blow up these people. And they're going to put them on their knees. That's right. That's right. Bring them to their knees. They're going to blow them up. Bring them to their knees. This is that crazy stuff.
This regime is in a death row now. It comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row. Blow the hell out of these people. Blow the hell out of these people. Blow the hell out of these people. Blow the hell out of these people.
2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime, blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace like no other time. We're going to have prosperity unlike anyone.
We're going to have peace and prosperity. Shut up. Shut up.
Could ever imagine. Peace brings prosperity. You can't do it by talking. The Democrats criticize this operation. They didn't do a damn thing. These men.
We criticized it because he said no more wars. And why should we be getting involved with this? Your leader in chief said no more war.
Women in the military should make us all proud.
So then Iran's foreign minister is asked on Meet the Press this morning. Do you want to agree to a ceasefire with Trump? They're reaching out for a ceasefire. Do you want to do a deal? And the foreign minister, Arakchi's like, no. Why would we want to do that? Every time we do that, they just attack us again. We think we're in a good position here. Watch what Iran's foreign minister had to say here. Let's play this clip.
Well, let me ask you, because what conditions would Iran accept to bring this war to an end?
Well, actually, we are not at that point yet. Obviously, this time is different from the previous time. Last time, we accepted the ceasefire. But, this time is quite different. And the reason is obvious. Last time they attacked us. They made aggression against us. They killed our people. They destroyed our places and then asked for a ceasefire. And we accepted out of good faith.
First, you go in there bombing, killing us, killing our people, unaliving our people, bombing us, blowing us up, Lindsey Graham, and doing all kinds of stupid to-do stuff. Then now you're talking about ceasefire and let's make a deal. Don't you think you should have been making the deal before you start blowing us up? Let me say that again. Don't you think you should have been making the deals before you start deciding to blow us up?
It's because we were only exercising the act of self-defense, and when the aggression was stopped, we stopped too. But it didn't bring about peace. And now this year, they again started to attack us. And again, they have, they are killing our people. They are killing, girl students. They are attacking hospitals, freshwater desalinations, refineries, everywhere. People have been killed. Places have been destroyed. And now they want to ask for a ceasefire again. Well, this doesn't work like this. So there should be a permanent end of the war. And unless we get to that, I think we need to, continue fighting for the sake of our people and our security.
Now, should also be noting that Fox has been engaged in major manipulation of its viewers, as it always does. This one's, I guess, even more egregious than some of the other instances I point out, where Fox had to admit that it is airing old dignified transfer video footage on its programs all morning, because in the one that took place in Dover in the past 24 hours, Donald Trump was wearing his $55 campaign hat that he's selling. Trump refused to take off his campaign hat. Let me repeat that he's selling during the dignified transfer. So they used footage of another dignified transfer that Trump attended during his first term, where he was not wearing his campaign hat. Then they were caught and they apologized. Here, play this clip.
Before we move on, we want to acknowledge a mistake made earlier on our program. During our coverage of yesterday's dignified transfer, we inadvertently aired video from an older dignified transfer instead of the ceremony that took place yesterday. We deeply regret the error and extend our respect and condolences to the service members' families. We honor the sacrifice of those 6 American heroes. They are Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicola Moore, Sergeant First Class Noah T. Chens, Sergeant Declan Cody, Major Jeffrey O'Brien, and Chief Warrant Officer 3, Robert Marzon. All American heroes. We'll be right back.
Just so you can see what Fox was showing, looks like this is when it looked like Fox was airing the wrong footage intentionally. Here, play this clip.
I mean, when you look at the loss of life here, some of these folks that lost their life fighting and defending our country, very young. Iowa took a big hit here. And there's no way that you can talk about this without extreme sorrow and heartbreak.
No, it's why it's so important that we have accurate media. Right? People always ask me, well, Ben, how do you assure that your reporting is as accurate as it can be? And I tell them it's simple. I use Ground News. That's why we partner with Ground News for this episode and all episodes, because they're the best tool for me to stay objective with my reporting. I'll just give you an example. When there were over 260 outlets, that quality sources, and see which sources are independent. Even has a dedicated blind spot feed, a personal favorite of and the QR code up here. I mean, look at their blinding that right-wing media is disproportionately covering it, because they're now that Iran blew up its own elementary school. What is your response to what Donald Trump says? Stop parroting what Donald Trump says. There's been multiple separate investigations from Reuters, CNN, the New York Times. Our intelligence communities telling members of Congress, America blew a disastrous war. Back to our report right here. I'll also show you this in this interview with the Iranian foreign minister. NBC Meet the Press asking the Iranian foreign minister, they say, Donald Trump says that Iran blew up its own elementary school. What is your response to what Donald Trump says? Stop parroting what Donald Trump says. There's been multiple separate investigations from Reuters, CNN, the New York Times. Our intelligence communities telling members of Congress, America blew up that elementary school. You may not like to hear that the United States is involved in such a horrific mass casualty event, but that's the truth. Where over 150 children died, 175 people, I think, died in this. It's obvious from the aerial footage what happened and how the United States did this. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a crime against humanity. But watch how NBC frames this. Here, play this clip.
Move to the strike on the elementary school in southern Iran. It killed more than 170 people, including many children. President Trump said Iran is responsible for that strike. What is your response to what the president said?
Well, it is funny. It is our school. These are our students, our girls, and they are attacked by an American fighter, a jet fighter, and they have been killed. Why Iran is responsible? Have we started this war? Have we attacked our own people? No, we were negotiating with the United States. And in the middle of negotiations, in the middle of diplomacy, they decided to attack us. And they have attacked so many places, including schools and hospitals. And there are all evidences that this school is attacked by an American, jet fighter.
Where is the Iranian evidence that this was a U.S. attack, a jet fighter, as you say? Will you provide?
If it was not U.S., then who was that? Maybe Israelis. But it is obvious who else is attacking us.
Well, let me move on.
And folks, additional information just so you can see the effects of this war. Iraqi oil output now plunging about 60% as Iran war blocks the tankers there. The country is now pumping about 1.7 million to 1.8 million barrels of oil every day, down from about 4.3 million a day before the conflict began. Qatar has essentially shut down its liquefied natural gas production. You can see Kuwait's social security building right here, the aftermath of a direct strike by Iran right there. As I mentioned before, the U.S. struck Iran's desalination plant. Iran responds by attacking Bahrain's desalination plant. Iran continues to send its ballistics and its Shahid drones into Israel right now, and that's continuing at a pretty frantic pace. A lot of these countries also in the Middle East view it as a crime to videotape the damage in their countries, and they'll say, oh, you're just sending out disinformation. So that's why a lot of the footage and a lot of the things are even getting kind of covered up right now of the actual damage that's taking place. There was news that, okay, the UAE is going to be joining the war, and the UAE is attacking Iran, and the UAE is like, we're not from a defensive posture. We're involved, but we do not want to be involved in this from an offensive posture. A source close to the United Arab Emirates told the Jerusalem Post, in Abu Dhabi, officials are struggling to understand Israel's conduct and the nature of the briefings coming out of Israel. This concerns a sovereign state that makes its decisions independently. Publications of this kind do not help the regional effort and could cause damage to the relationship. The source added, it is inappropriate for what is referred to as, quote, senior Israeli officials to speak on our behalf and or spread rumors about the actions of another sovereign state, because senior Israeli leaders were saying the UAE has been helping to strike Iran, and the UAE is like, don't say that we're doing that. You're harming us by that coming from a senior Israeli state. And now it's like, oh, the UAE is now working with Netanyahu publicly like that. And so the UAE is like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're denying that we're carrying out strikes against Iran. And the chairman of UAE's national defense says, look, we're going to do this from a defensive posture, but we're not doing this offensively. So
not doing it.
That's where we're at right now. We'll keep you posted every step of the way here on the Midas Touch Network. It makes me so utterly upset when Donald Trump's like, I don't care about anything. I mean, as much as I despise the guy, you should care about our troops. You should care about life or death stuff. And again, here's food, energy, food, airlines, transport related insurance components, and CPI and PPI are going to get hit hard, potentially pushing headline CPI. This is like the inflation, the consumer price index, above 4% by April and May. Horrible stuff. Keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. New Midas.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a great live. I'm going to come back with the Epstein files, the Epstein situation. Give me about 10 or 15 minutes and we're going to Epstein it. So come back, okay? And I appreciate all of you to participate. Please don't forget to subscribe on your way out and hit the like button. It will help with the algorithm. But not just that, trying to get to 650, 650, 600 and 500, 6,500. I'm trying to get to 6,500. Okay. All right. See you soon. Bye-bye. Love you, Pickles. Love you, Daisy. Fanadoos. Where my Fanadoos at? I'll be back. Give me 10, 15 minutes. See you soon. Bye, Pickles. Bye, Maureen. Bye, Daisy Lee. Thank you so much for being a wonderful moderator. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, Carl. See ya.
Lady Letitia.